To say it was needed and felt good is probably the understatement of the day. You fight for your culture and your identity as to what you stand for. And this team has been elite defensively, and that's a really good offensive team. And we've been fighting, competing on that end of the court, making mistakes and so on and so forth. And yet I think we're continuing to build off what we do defensively. Today, offensively, we trusted and we believed. And what I mean by that is we trusted that the offense was going to help us get opportunities and get shots. And the ball had some, what we call having energy. It moved, and then you combine that with our effort, and it allowed for us to score 80 points against one of the best defensive teams, not only in the Big Ten, but in the country. So, obviously, I thought Terrence was outstanding on the offensive side. He got going early, and then, I'm so proud of Coleman. I say it all the time. He's an elite shooter. He's one of the best shooters that. I'm not going to put him in Plummer's area yet, but he's an elite shooter, and that's why we feel great about him shooting the basketball. And today, those opportunities presented itself. What do you have? 6? I can't read. 6 and 9, 5 and 9, whatever it was. Those are outstanding numbers. We got Matt going in the second half with a couple post-ups, but I thought, Jaden came in and was terrific in the first half, and so it all kind of fell together. It wasn't easy because it's never easy when you've been struggling, and but it was kind of the monkey off the back a little bit, feel good, have fun against a team that was in first place in our league, and I think we've obviously got. I think if Michigan State's lead holds, we'll be 4 games in, and we've got every team already with a loss. Welcome to the Big Ten, huh? So, very pleased, and on to the next.
Questions? Right here. Brad?
Coach, you mentioned the basketball moving a lot better offensively. Is that just execution, or did you run some new things, new actions to try and get people in the right spot?
No, we've been working on spread for a while. It's just getting them to trust that it will get you opportunities. If you cut, you move. We got first cutter layups. We got post-ups. I thought early Dane was terrific. Dane, I think, put 5 fouls on him. Matt threw it over the top to him. We established him, even though his numbers don't look great from an offensive standpoint. And we don't talk about how good he is defensively, because he is not just a wall. He's leading the Big Ten in block shots. He made a huge tip play on a pick and roll. He's imposing, but the ball moved, and then we can run actions out of that, which I thought we did a really solid job with.
Coach, 10 of 19 from 3. You talk about good threes versus bad threes. These seem like good threes.
Yeah,
and was that a focus in practice?
No, it's not a focus. It's the shots we're going to get when you run offense, and it's I don't know how to describe it. It's an energy, and it's a rhythm. It's kind of you just got to have a great rhythm about you when you play offense, and when you do, the ball finds the bottom of the net more often than not. We've got really good shooters, but we've taken them kind of out of sorts, and be quite honest, Matt's probably one of the few guys on our team who can go do that, just jump up and make one. The other guys we need the offense to help, and we're starting to figure that out.
Coach, did you have a sense this was coming for Coleman, just in terms of confidence and composure, which seemed to be things that he needed to get back up?
Yeah, I mean, the offense has helped. spread has helped him a lot. And it's not always about him having to make the play. And, we've been able to space him. We've been able to put him in a space him in a corner, put him in a high shake, put him in places where he literally is just stepping in and catch and shoot threes. And, that's a nice pass early and a pick and pop and those are simple things that he does extremely well. So it's nice to see because, like I said, if I could have shot it like that, I'd want to shoot it 15, 20 times a game because he's a very, very good shooter.
Right.
So, Coach, Coleman has talked to us previously about how the freshmen can't play like freshmen, especially going into this stretch of games. How did you feel outside of Jane and Epps, how the other freshmen played today?
Ty was huge. I love Ty Rodgers now. Ty Rodgers works, and I'm so happy to see him shoot the corner three. No one practices and shoots more than he does. Made a great float. Got two that just kind of in and out. Those will go in. But he's going to be huge for us coming up. He's going to be huge. He's a lead defender. He's a great rebounder, and he's a guy that maybe fought himself a little bit, but he's continued to work. So I've been really pleased. And then Sincere does what Sincere does. Chucky dribbled one off his foot, and we wore him out. He wears guards out, and that ball pressure is important. And I love what those guys are doing.
Jared?
Brad, I think you knew growing pains would happen with this team, but what have you learned early in the season just about how you have to lead or coach this team?
Yeah, like I said, if it was simple as coaching X's and O's, you all can do that. You all probably write about all the X's. But it's not. It's we have 8 or 9 new guys, and it's about our culture and it's accountability and it's getting them to, even though you win a couple games early, we got great wins. That's how good we can be. But you can't get disrailed with a distraction or something that goes awry, and so you have to fight. We got to a point where we're playing very hard, and that's not our culture, and so you as a coach have to fight for that a little bit, and get them to understand that that's not acceptable, and then you can piece the X's and O's, and you still have to continue to work on that. But it's the accountability to get them to, I'm going to use Jaden as an example. Chucky took his ball on the wing. I want him to understand that hurt his teammates. And that's accountability because he was just casual. He's a stud. But it's just the little things like that you fight for. And got a lot of new guys that are still understanding us, and so I feel great. I love this team. I love our character. I love what we stand for, and now we're starting to read that a little bit.
Mark, in the way back?
How do you build on this win instead of it just being a one and done after a couple of weeks of tough play? How do you build on this and make sure the momentum carries itself forward?
Not let them. We can enjoy it a few minutes, but it's Nebraska and the next challenge, and it's what I fight for every day. We have the saying everyday guys, and it's literally show up and do your job every day. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock we're going to be in practice, and that practice is going to be with expectations that they perform the best they can perform in that practice to prepare for our next opponent. And I keep it that simple. I don't, I'll dive into Nebraska tonight, but it's that simple I want it to be that simple for our guys. Just do your job in that moment.
Andy?
seemed like there was a lot of energy during that run there in that first half. Was it kind of therapeutic for you guys to kind of see the ball go in again like it was?
Good word. Yeah. I mean, it's just nice to see him play the right way. It's nice to see him play the free, you know, and just having a fun and smiling and chest bumping. And, you know, let's get our swagger back. You know, we're freaking Illinois. We're good. We've got quality wins, and let's you know, it's hard, and it's my job to help them get through that. I'm unrelenting. I'm the most stubborn person in this room. You're not gonna. They're never gonna outstubborn me. But it's also time to help them and pick them up, and we can, you know. So yeah, it was therapeutic as heck. It was great for me. You know, no one likes losing, and that becomes a, you know, monkey off your back, so to speak.
Right here to the right.
Coach, Wall may or may not have affected the outcome today, but you know, not many programs win 5 in a row against Wisconsin. I'm curious if there's something you like about this matchup, or something you can point to that's given them problems.
I mean, they're Big Ten champions. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Tyler's really good. I mean, they're the only team in the league with 2 first-team All-League guys, and the job Greg does is remarkable. I am a huge fan of their program and what they stand for. I think it's really just this. I think it's a cyclical thing that sometimes it happens. You know, I don't know how many we lost it here. Derek could probably tell you, we probably, 1 point, lost a lot to them. You know, I think it happens. Today we were beneficial for us that Tyler didn't play. I don't know what the outcome would have been, but because some of the other guys stepped up. But yeah, I don't put too much into all that.
Chad?
Coach, 7 different players with an assist today. Does that signify how well the offense worked?
I'll give it a standing ovation, yes. It's nice, share the ball, you know, and be a great teammate. We talk about .5 basketball. It's a term we use a lot. Just, and be shot ready, and the offense helps because they know where everybody's gonna be all the time. And we did a great job of doing that. Yeah, I hadn't caught that, but that's a great number.
Joey?
Brad, I have to ask, just what's the communication like from you guys as a program to Sky, and then what's that kind of look like over the next few weeks?
Yeah, it's I mean, there's no timetable on anything. It is about not basketball. It is about the a brother, a teammate that you know, as he said, personal things that he needs to figure out. We're going to love him. We're going to provide everything that we can in every facet. And you know, as much as we want to make things about basketball and wins and losses, you know, those go on a back burner really quick. And in my book, with me. And so we're here to support. I'm not going to get into details. I thought he put it very well in his statement. I tried to in mine that we're going to provide every resource that we can to try to help him in whatever he needs. And when it's right, it'll be right.
Derek and then John.
Coach, you've been in a position where you're remaking your offense in the middle of the season before. With this group, from a player standpoint, what's allowed them to have it where you finally maybe break through today?
Yeah, versatility. You know, like I said, we got a guy like Coleman who can shoot it. At 6'10", we got a guy at 6'9", and Matt, who can shoot it and go get one. We got 6'6", 220, who can drive it, get downhill. You know, I think this will be a great tool for RJ to get going and get looks, and for him to continue to build. And you know, this is a good passing team. So spread becomes really good when you can pass the basketball. And but it's just versatility, and it's not easy to learn. it takes some time, and we've been working at it for a while, and today was just kind of a point where it started to, okay, yeah, we can do this, and we scored 80 points, and nobody has to do it themselves.
Coach, defensively, they pulled Dane away from the bucket a little bit. Is that something to look at against future opponents at 38 points in the paint? Were you happy with the twos that they got?
Oh, they get twos against everybody. They post all 5 guys, and Kroll is one of the elite pick and pop guys in this league. And then you've got a point guard in Chucky who's 6'2", 6'3", 210, 215, and he can bully ball you a little bit. And but I thought Dane was elite, and I don't know how many threes Kroll have. How many?
1 of 7.
1 of 7. We're good. We're good. As long as the Seagen wasn't shooting them, and Chucky hit a couple late. There's never the perfect defense, and it doesn't truly exist. And we did a good job of handling our game plan.
Brad, what, if anything, have you learned about the resolve of your team over the last 7 to 10 days, especially as they kind of still learn each other?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's to me it reveals character. I've said I love the character of our team, and it's never easy to feel yucky, or feel bad and not play good, and yet character will always win out. And you get back to that, you just it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's day to day, do your job. And when you do that, you usually come out on the other side pretty good. And that's all we've tried to get these guys to do. It's fight every day.
Brad, Terrence and Coleman mentioned to us that they've kind of heard the outside rabble, about doom and gloom around the program, and something that's kind of hard to box out in this day and age. For you guys as a staff, do you even really address situations like that, or how do you approach a situation like that where you can't really control what's going on outside of the program in a situation with Sky Clark or coming off a loss on Wednesday?
It's the hardest thing we deal with. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a kid in today's world. It's a challenge. Are we going to get them to stop looking at their phones and stop looking at social? No. But all we can try to do is continue to need each other, help each other in that locker room, and eventually block out all the outside noise. And that's hard to do. There's a reason I don't have any of the apps anymore. I don't want to read that nonsense. And so it's just it's a challenge. 18-year-olds have a lot on their plate, and unfortunately, I've got a lot of 18-year-olds. And that's not an excuse. All I can do is try to be a mentor, a father, a coach, a person who listens, and try to help them through all those difficulties as they arise.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.